Yeah, like
To do this, you could appear a kind of strange guy, because why you don't do the things that everyone does? Why don't go with all the mass that go to the same place? If I can make these questions to you, how you feel in doing this journey that is not so, easy to see, because since something you're doing something that is
yeah,
not popular, not that you can see everywhere, going all over the world, going one country to the other,
yeah,
and doing your project. So I want to make you these questions. First, what are you doing now in your next project?
yeah.
Because I know that you have some project that you're starting to work with. And so if you can explain a little bit more about your project.
So much, yeah. Okay, two questions.
And then how if you're going to keep doing this kind of journey, not
Yeah.
only inside but also outside,
Oh,
in
yeah.
other countries.
Okay, but before that, also I want to add on interesting thing that probably that is why what unites us. That is why we collaborate in some different projects before
Yes.
with Antonio. That we see that educational way is kind of I don't know stifled and
Yes.
obsolete. So this
Yes.
is what I also was asking myself actually about. No one really teaches us about what it means about feelings or what emotions they are. No one teaches us that much about what you are as an individual. As you said, metaphysics, praxeology, which is about why you act in this way or another,
Yes.
classic economical
Yes.
perspective,
Yes. Yes.
and technological things. So, like,
Yes.
what you do with Arc Lab, you reverse
Yes.
and you bring something that is reasonable, that is actually something that you need to learn as an individual as you go with
Yes.
your life, rather than as in universities we're so direct, concrete, and isolative, like
Yes.
biology, chemistry, and everything. But
Yes.
pay attention also. It's interesting that things like ethics course,
Yes.
it's not that important in school. I mean, it's not one of those important, but it's actually the huge one.
Yes.
But even the name ethics is not correct to this one.
Yes.
But there are things that are not taught, and even
Yes.
parents are not ready to teach, and government is not much interested. So in
Yes.
university, and that's what actually the Org Lab and the previous projects that we were working.
Yes.
This is what we attend to, and this is what unites us.
Yes.
And to answer your question, I'm just
Yes.
had this idea
Yes.
to add on this. The question was,
Yes.
How-
What is your next project? Or what is the project
Yes.
that you're currently working on?
yeah, working a lot on a couple of my projects, which became since we met, but it became
Yes.
transformative.
Yes.
It's still hard for me to say what
Yes.
exactly
Yes.
concretely, but
Yes.
I started to see it manifesting. But generally, I call it so far as hybrid. It's kind of
Hybrid, yes.
hybrid kind of. It's still not defined
Yes.
completely,
Yes.
but it's about, as you said, it's about
Yes.
body, mind, and soul.
Yes.
About optimizing and harmonizing
Yes.
and bringing you as an individual to the natural principles
Yes.
and following from discomfort to comfort to become
Yes.
yourself better and find your purpose truthful without like bringing, I guess, in general humanity to union and relating together and learning and enjoying this craft, art, science, and art and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah.
And another one is merge. They combined,
Yes.
but I see how it transforms and also write a book and everything. So it's still like
Yes.
manifesting in me.
Yes.
So those projects are in development stage.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so
And-
you are. Yes, you are. Exactly. You are basically.
But so yeah.
Keep going. Keep doing your journey.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
as I go, I'm
Yes.
still I'm a designer and freelancing
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
have to
Nikita is
support
a
myself.
fantastic graphic designer. It's your graph art, your design is amazing. But to me, it's amazing because it links something beyond. I mean, because you can
Yeah.
get any designer that can make design for you, but it's going to be superficial. I can design, I can make
Yeah.
superficial thing, but the more I go into
Yeah,
consciousness, I could say, the more I encode, like you say, I see patterns, the more I can naturally bring such, I could say, geometry in the designing.
Mhm.
This is what I see when you design. You make this kind of natural
Mhm.
proportion.
And that's
That is something that came from something deeper. Otherwise, you could not make
Yeah.
such natural proportion.
yeah.
Harmonic, because you are studying, you are devoting actually now your time, your life in understanding, not understanding, grasping the harmony,
Yeah.
body, mind, spirit,
Yeah.
in a big harmony. Of course, you are going to, show up this harmony in your,
Yeah. You
Right.
express yourself for that. Yeah.
how you express yourself. This is something that you were talking about. Remember how we were saying about that. This is why we are very related, because we are interested in what we call principle.
Mm.
Because again, everything goes to the root, to the principle. And we said that if you go into principle, then by definition, anything you do is going to be harmonic.
Mm.
Even word, even talking. We said how difficult it is to use the right words
Yeah.
in a kind of an harmony in order to keep, the discussion even more fluid is if you use right words.
I think,
Even.
yeah, I think you even will become sincere. I think sincere
Yes.
is because maybe you don't know, you'll say, I don't know this word, or maybe this way, like, you'll become kind of honest to yourself.
Yes.
It's hard.
Yes. I mean, again, this is still the job. I mean, the work to go into principle, into yourself, into the source, as we say, and then you became, by definition, honest.
Yeah.
Because you are connected, we say, with the source.
Yeah.
This is not the metaphysical world, with the one,
Yeah.
with the God.
Yeah.
Anyone can use all the words that they want, but it's basically how you are, and what anything you express is just
Yeah.
harmonic, you would say. Nice, good, and not bad. So yes, this is something that is align us
Yeah.
very, 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 very deeply.
Also add on the final question that you also asked, which is actually continues, like traveling and doing what I do, how do you do that,
Yes.
right? It's pretty tough in the beginning. It's
Yes,
freelancing and doing my stuff, and also I just make right choices, priorities. You
yes,
you remove many noises. It's not easy, but for me it's okay because I just value specific things.
yes,
So you can go this way, not spending so much
Can I-
money and doing what you value and meeting new people and
yes,
so on. But with the design, as I mentioned, like the things that I create, it's always hard for me to find. I do branding, right? I do graphical design and everything like that. But to serve another person in this field, for me, it's a little bit hard because my value is somewhere else, right? Because
Yes.
I think, well, you have to address other problems. If they want to do branding, I say you have to address something else. You have to understand why you do that, and this is deeper things. So I'm
Yes.
trying to find my place.
yes,
See, like what I do, I research. I probably will convert to something else than design as I see.
yes,
So that is why my design, as an expression, speaks for my
Yes.
understanding of the world. It has depth there, but it's really hard to fit it to the
Yes.
system to serve someone.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to find my
yes.
place.
I understand you so well, and this is so good that you mentioned this, because this is something that can get me,
Yeah.
the way, the mood to explain something in the art cloud.
Yeah.
Because you say something very important is basically that when you go or when you arrive at such, I could say, level of consciousness, I'm not saying if it's better or wrong. If you arrive at such level of consciousness, of course, you're not anymore interested even in what's going on in the other level of consciousness. So if you are even a designer right now, you say, okay, now if I have to do any kind of work, I need to be aligned, because if you come to me and say, listen, make me a design
Mhm.
just because I need to make a logo
Mhm.
for the market, I don't find anything interesting anymore, because I need to find
Yeah.
much more the why,
Yeah.
the meaning, the word meaning.
Mhm.
So we are in the art club
Yeah.
people that are willing to start to work,
Mhm.
to live with meaning,
Mhm.
which is to not do anything just because I have to do it. I don't see meaning in what you're asking me, and I keep doing because I need that you pay me. That's it. You pay me. I don't give a shit about if this is shit idea or not,
Yeah.
big or not. No. We say stop, because we don't want to go into this
Yeah.
anymore. We want to
Yeah.
find like-minded people
Yeah.
in order to share the meaning of what we are doing every day.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like you're not trying to support the machine that is these the machine that we have created. You're not really if you just serve and do something without asking deeper question why you do that and why you serve that, you're actually feeding this machine to exist, right? So and that's the thing. The word fit, I like those words. The fitness, even though physical fitness, like but there can be mental fitness and soul fitness, but fitness is coming from fit. And even there, we're trying to work out, we're trying to look this and that. We simulate what we like. The fitness have to represent, like you have to naturally fit to this goal. So to fit to economy with your kind of values and purpose, it's kind of art. And what you do there, the art lab is an interesting way to do there and step in and fit something like fit your purpose and values and deliver something that is valuable for everyone and manage to message and communicate and bring the link between your brand, let's say, and your customer service. That's the tough thing. But that's the great thing when you have a passion. Like when you, as I say, you identify your purpose and values and so on. There's a curiosity. You have curiosity and you have passion there. So yeah, going. What you do with the art lab, you go with, that's what you do, right? You fit yourself to the system.
Yes.
You have to fit into the economy and everything.
Yes.
And you have your purpose and values aligned. And when you go there, that's the kind of art that you do. And if you manage to fit yourself to something what is missing in our system, and deliver something that is missing for people, and make your passion realized and satisfy yourself, that's the beautiful art.
Yes.
That is actually an image of God, an image of Source.
Yes.
Like, this is what you meant to do. You meant to fit into the whole equally
to
everything, so to speak.
Exactly. I mean, this is very important to say because indeed we are not making a kind of judgment of value. I mean, you know, the word art. If I tell about the root of the word art means basically to put any things to the right place. So this is the definition of art. It's not just making a subjective nice painting. This is art. This is like a form of art. But the real art is what you do every day. Everything you do every day. If you do with art, it's because you are doing exactly the right things for you. So you need to understand first what are the right things for you, and you should understand first who you are. Otherwise, how I can do that this thing is right? It's not right because somehow the authority came to me and said this is right. You should do this. To me, it makes no sense. Why I should do this? But if it makes sense for me, it's art. And this is very subjective. I mean, we could not teach the right things to everyone. We can teach to make the right question to each one, or not. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
So that's what I think in our lab that you do. You direct people's attention to themselves and to find their values, find their purpose. That's right. Yeah, asking great questions. I agree with you.
Yes.
Asking great questions, but
the right question is not just asking question.
Yeah. Of course, yeah, exactly. Even asking simple question, from that you can ask right question on top of that. Like at least start to asking questions, right?
Yeah, exactly. At least start asking questions, right?
And but I still think there are something that unites us as humanity. I encode things. The values. I would say the individual subjective.
You also use
spectrum.
The spectrum.
Yes.
Another word that is very good. That you always use this. Spectrum, encoded spectrum, right? Which is
so spectrum. Everything have their own spectrum, one extreme to another. In this case, if we take value, I see that there's subjective, individual values with respect to your conscious level, and universal. So let's say subjective is I want to earn 100K, or and universal is wisdom, or universal is union. And this is really that's what you can teach. Like you can give the spectrum, right? And then you discuss, ask right questions. You know, what do you think? What are your values? What are these values? What do you want? What is your purpose? Why you come to praxeology? And it's all right. I guess this is where you direct, and that's something we value actually.
And this is just really absolutely agree with you when you use this kind of spectrum because again, I agree with you. There are, of course, we are subjective. Each one of us is his own soul, we can say, but there is the universal truth, which is mystical is God, mystical is source and God. So how we can navigate, let's say, this, how we can navigate this spectrum is how we devote our life, how we spend our life. And unfortunately, today, this is what I'm seeing, and this is what I'm doing at the club, is that I see that this universal principle is completely distorted. I mean, today it seems that universal value is the state, or universal value is God from the authority that teach the Pope that tell you this is God. So this is the universal principle. But sometimes we started to questioning, are really the state the universal principle? Are really this God the universal principle? Or there is, yes, a universal truth, but it's just maybe different, maybe it's...
But that's what you address, right? It's like you go inside of you, you listen to your feelings, thoughts, and actions, you ask correct questions.
Yes.
Inside there's a guidance. Again, as you say, from discomfort to comfort.
Yes.
So it's interesting to address the whole history of technology. We always, if you read previous, everything we finished Dante actually.
You just finished already.
But the ancient, and even
and you are in the country of Dante.
Exactly, that's the idea.
And you are going to Florence, right?
Yes, I will.
So you are going to enjoy Florence in the region Dante, right?
Yeah, that's also the idea.
Yes.
Athens also was the idea to read Homer. So that's what I do. But the thing is, if they address the same problems. That's the thing. The core and natural principles always the same problems. If you address the humanity, always the same, like Babel Tower. But technology change, circumstances change, but we go so more further from. We're getting more lost. If you address different orders, if you go more to the past, you see they're more grasping to something that is still natural to the natural principle. And today, what you see, we lost, and we're trying to find what to grasp into. And this is interesting to see. Like you address this stuff, and we always repeat the same stuff. But natural principles and core is always here, and it's so easy. Everyone can do that. Address yourself. But of course, we guide. This is what you do in our life, and this is what we did also. And this what combines us.
Yes.
We address something that is natural to you, and we address and find how to help you to guide yourself to find your way, which is exactly for you to fit into specifically.
And this is something that is hey, think about it, Nikita, because I think that paradoxically we can say that we are in even more difficult situation than in centuries in past for science. Because again, to go to the universal principle, you say to go to the source, to go to the root. Today, with this exponential explosion of science, we are going to the opposite. I mean, we are going to. This is why we tackle seriously metaphysics, and this is why I have difficulties to talk with scientists, with some scientists, because there is this drive, I could say, that arrived at such point that they think that science can even become universal principle, right? They call singularity. One day they say science is going to basically even replace the universe, the source. When the science is going to go so up that they will basically solve all the problems. So this is the, like I say, presumption of science. And I have something difficulty to talk with scientists because they don't want to even hear the word metaphysics. What does it mean? Word, the source, the root. Everything is here. We need just to keep playing with science. This is a problem for me. And this is why, at least in our club, we want to put such question openly on the table and say, listen, in the past, in the tradition, something was said. It is very deep. So don't come to me and say it's nonsense.
But it's interesting you address that because, again, coming to words, what is science? I mean, this again, Babel Tower. We use words which we don't really understand. We believe, we choose to believe, we not really choose, we under the effect to believe
Yes.
This is the truth,
Yes.
and we stick with these identities and labels.
Yes. Yes.
And we so standing on the position of that.
Yes.
It's just
Good.
I say again, spectral from immaturity to maturity. We all walk the path to grow, and your guidance is within. And when you grow, you drop many things that you are actually not.
Yes.
And science, even science and religion, the names also, they so not what is actually science and religion is.
Yes.
And that's what, again, we're coming to the same topic, we lost
Yes.
this,
Yes. Yes. I
society,
mean, it's yes.
uh,
I agree with you that.
but there are people, right? There are people who
In the end, is words. It's just a language.
so there are people who can understand what you do.
Yes,
So,
there are a lot of
they-
people that understand what I'm doing, and especially in the in the scientific community.
Yeah.
I mean, this I'm very optimistic about this because I think this is the shift of the time.
Yeah.
That there are a growing community of very smart scientists. There are also many of them part of our advisory board panel. There are a lot of them very smart. They have this question as I could say the main drive of their search, of their work. They know that there is this thing that have to go, have to go together.
Yeah.
And this is exactly science. Science, as we say, is just teaching from nature, and nature is giving all the power to let the science go up and solve all the problems that we are getting in this world.
And you do practical. Your courses are practical. It's
Yes,
also
yes,
something
yes,
to do.
exactly.
It's
Yes,
different.
indeed. This is why we in our science in our lab is in our program is I could say just labs.
Yeah.
So we have just mentors with the real equipment,
Yeah.
trying to put their hands in real problems
Yeah.
and learn by doing.
Yeah.
And learn how to learn these things that we already experiment in Exosphere. And so it's just iterating what is something that I've already seen working in my past experience in Exosphere. So lab is there, science is there, you need just to go there. But the question is why I'm going to work in this problem, not in the other. Why I'm doing this and not that? Why I'm going to solve this thing that someone can tell to me or that one? Again, we go into the question that before. Now I'm going to say this or that because I see meaning in doing this and not that. Not just because someone comes to me and says, do this, I pay you this.
Yeah.
Or I can before the other one.
Yeah.
I got more conscious, so I go into axiology, which is I understanding how the logic of human action works, so I understand what is going on in society. It gave me much insight about if this project is good or bad, but just it's externally.
Yeah.
But then I started even to question this project if it's good for me internally. Maybe it's something that is not with my values, but makes sense in the market, I will say no. So I can become, we are now replacing our claim, I could become an holistic entrepreneur. I'm using this word now, holistic entrepreneur. So I'm an entrepreneur that is exactly sees from the whole. This is holistic, whole.
Yeah.
Even whole, it's sacred, means holy. Everything is the word, root is the same, whole,
Yeah.
the one. So can we make an entrepreneur aware of this and be happy with everything he does? This is our challenge. And this is what we are going to tackle in the program.
Yeah.
So, Nikita, I think it's very good what we said. I'm very pleased to have you here,
Thank you.
and hopefully we can make other interviews, even if we are not in the same place
Sure. Yeah.
in the future. Because to me it's very good because it gives me the right way in order to explain all the things that I'm also doing, because it's not easy to explain what we are doing.
Yeah.
So in this kind of dialogue, it's very so. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, thank you too. Thank you.
And thank you to have visited us here in Barletta. And
That's an exciting place. Second time here.
it's the second time that they came in Barletta. Barletta and Puglia is where we are going to
And
go.
you have in September your program.
Yes, our program in September, October. please
It's a good time.
visit. Yes, best time to come is going to be basically in summer.
Yeah.
Visit our website. Beerclub.net, and we are waiting for you in the next October, November.
Yeah, guys, check it out. Check it, the Arc Lab. It was a pleasure to work with Antonio for the time, and we keep in touch. We're
Yes,
definitely gonna
yes,
keep interviews. I'm excited about that, and this is something practical for you to
And
try.
of course, you're going to stay here someday, so then I'm going also to meet you here with
Yeah.
the program. We don't know if it's going to be the food exactly to eat, but
Yes,
for
I
sure
might jump in September.
you're coming to jump in. Otherwise, you know, here in Italy, if you don't come, it's going to get some kind of problem, so you have to come.
I got it.
You got it. Okay, so
Okay, guys. Till next time. Ciao.
bye bye.